It's Thursday, May 16th, and today I talk with Ulenda Pickett, both about her professional background and also personally what she likes to do. If you'd like to learn more about her interest, this podcast would be a great one to listen to. Thanks for listening. Hi, and welcome to the Work Together Better podcast. This is your host, Danny Ryan. This is ThreeWill's official podcast about enterprise collaboration, how people, process, and technology combine to help organizations, departments, and teams work together better. Welcome to the Work Together Better podcast. This is your host, Danny Ryan, and today I am here with Ulenda Pickett. Hello, Ulenda Pickett. I'm going to use
Danny.
my formal first name and last name.
Hello, Danny.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I love doing these things because it just gives me a chance to sit down with the wonderful people who work here at ThreeWill. And just gives me a chance as well, and everybody else a chance just to get to know you a little bit better. Let's get the whole thing started off with talking a little bit on the professional side of things, and would love to learn more a little bit about your initial project and some of those things. But let's start off with your background. So you have a Bachelor's of Science degree from University of Southern Mississippi in Business Administration, and then you also got Management Information Systems.
Yes, that was in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is not more than an hour and a half from where I grew up in Bay Springs, Mississippi. But yeah, USM was really nice. And I actually technically started out in computer science and ended up transferring it into business to get a combination of both business and computers, which worked out really good with the MIS major. That's
awesome. And then over time, you've been moving over more into project management, and you're a certified Scrum Master as well. Sure. Awesome. And so previously, before you came to ThreeWill, you were at Accenture. Did I see that? Or where were you? Where did you work before you came here to ThreeWill?
Oh, no, that's a long story, but yeah.
I love it. It's fine. I got plenty of time. I got my coffee's filled here. I can listen to a good story.
Yeah, I did work with Accenture for sure. But technically, like out of USM, I ended up going through their co-op program. And my junior year, I ended up taking a position with BellSouth during the co-op period. That was back in the day before it was like AT&T. So. Oh my goodness,
yeah. I co-opted with BellSouth.
Did you really? Oh
yes,
my goodness.
I absolutely. I went to Georgia Tech, and on my I co-opted with BellSouth. So every quarter we'd switch back and forth. So yes.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. So I started off many years ago.
You do have a bell-shaped head. That's what we always used to say about BellSouth employees and people who work there.
Very good experience there. Yeah, those were some good days.
Yes.
But I started off with them as a co-op. I remember the first assignment I got there, and it was this is back in the day when they had like the tape drives and everything that you had to mount the tapes and all. So I remember I was there and I was thinking, wow, did I really go to college for this? Because I was literally during the 3-week period, I literally was like getting them out. You would like look at the screen to see the tape come, and you had to physically go to the bin, get the tape, put it in there. And it was like 3 hours one night where it was like really tiring. You realize how, tiring that is. But it was pretty cool because I went through that for like 3 weeks, and then you would sit in like the room where you visually see everything going on. So it's like a whole process. You get a chance to get integrated with what was going on at the company. And that was during my first co-op period. And during the second cycle, I got a chance to worked with them for a little while and then went through their whole program. It's basic training class, which is a 13-week program, which was a pass-fail course where you would get like 3 opportunities to see, ultimately if you pass. Because if you pass, you would end up having an opportunity long-term to potentially have a job.
To work there after school.
But if you fail, like the people that were trying to get jobs, if they fail, they wouldn't keep their job. So it was nice having to go through it as a co-op since I was still in school. So I ended up passing their pass-fail course for
Good.
PT.
I like this story starting off very positive.
And,
I have to share a story with you before we move on from BellSouth. I have to share a story with you.
Yeah. So that was a good experience. I mean, I met so many wonderful people during that opportunity. So after the co-op and after I passed it, I just went on, finished school, and they offered me a job before I graduated. And then I started working with BellSouth. So technically that was, a long time ago.
You don't want to give me years, do you? Well,
this
this will date me, which was when I was co-oping for BellSouth, I worked in their basically the training, so the IT training, and but the classes I taught, some of them were more complex. Like there was a Norton Utilities class, and some, back then it was Windows 3. This is aging me. I don't know how bad it is but it was early Windows. And one of the classes I needed to teach was called Mousing Around. It was teaching people how to use a mouse.
Wow.
So this is the way that the mouse goes, and people would come in and it would be backward. Yeah. So yeah, BellSouth was people that I stay in touch with to this day from my experiences there. So it's good to see another BellSouth co-op. So tell me more after. So then you worked for BellSouth afterwards?
So I started, they offered me full-time jobs. So I started off in development. So I was a software development for many years. I mean, that was back in the days when they had COBOL.
COBOL. I was waiting for the C word.
So I used COBOL, C, SQL, things like that for a long period of time. So it was many, many years that I worked in development. And later on, they outsourced their IT department back then to Anderson Consulting. Now they're known as Accenture, but it was Anderson Consulting back then. That was in like 98. I think in January of 98, they outsourced the IT department. So that's when I first got the opportunity. I was working with Accenture, but still on the BellSouth account. So our time was bridged. So it was still working out
because they transitioned the whole like IT departments over to Accenture at a certain point in time.
Yeah, that was in 1998.
So you were given the option at that point in time to because I remember going up and I worked in what was called the Southern Bell Center, and there were whole like floors that I used to work on that were now Accenture. That everybody there was like
totally converted. So Accenture 1998, but we were still on the BellSouth account, which was really good because our time was bridged. So it wasn't bad. It wasn't.
Was it
bad
the same?
all.
What was that? Was it
same location?
Same location. What experience? What changed about that?
Then.
What changed when you started? Besides your paycheck came from
you were working for different resources.
Okay.
But still an account. When we were working in Birmingham, we were at the Colonnade area, and it was like there's two big buildings there. One is a red roof building, one is a green roof building. We were in the red roof building, and a lot of our business clients were in the green roof building. And during that period of time when I was working for Accenture, this was my first opportunity to get the opportunity to work with agile methodology. This was probably like around 2001, 2002, because we had this big project that came up. And one of the applications that I got to work on for a good period of time was BCM, BellSouth Construction Management. And that was one that we started utilizing the agile methodology with. And we, back in the day where we physically had the boards and we had the story cards on the board. So when you came in there, you could physically see where everything was, any stage of development of what we were working on.
Nice.
On the board, literally boards. I know a lot of things.
So your boards were physical; they weren't virtual,
not automated. I'm serious, but it was really good.
Yeah.
And our client was over there. Everybody was literally in the same little space and all. It was good exposure. It was really good.
So this was your first taste into agile so was it new to? It was something that you developed.
New to BellSouth. It was new to us.
So it was new to everybody there.
Yeah, it was new to it. It was almost
did you have to take some training for it, or how did you?
We did. We have all of these books. Some of the same books that I see on Pete Kelly's desk right now. Those are books I have right now. I have so many Scrum books, Agile development books. There was quite a bit of training that we had to do to be able to utilize that. process, especially getting to the point and trying to totally understand the velocity and, storyboarding and all. And our client was getting familiar with that process too. So it worked out really well.
Very nice. And then what, so you were Accenture, and then what happened after Accenture?
Well, technically in 2007 is when AT&T took over BellSouth.
Gotcha.
Okay, so when AT&T took over BellSouth, AT&T no longer needed like a lot of the resources that were on their account.
Okay.
At that point in time. So, and I remember that day very clearly. Actually, I think we may have gotten like a day's notice that we were going to have a meeting at our big Winfrey Hotel, which is right there in Birmingham, and at 3:00. And technically, we were in the meeting at 3:00, and they gave the notice like, if you get an email by 7:00, you're impacted by this, and technically, you may have like within a couple weeks, and your project, your time here is gonna technically end. And
gathered the stuff on your desk.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a sad part because I really thought I would have retired with the company because I had like 23 years at that point in time.
Wow.
And it was pretty crazy. But anyway, that day my kids, they were doing like year-round swimming for a long period of time when we were in Alabama. So we were at a swim meet that night. And 7:00. I did not get the email at 7:00, so I thought I was safe.
Were safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I literally thought I was safe, and we were all so busy, and we were just really having a good time. But by 7:15, it was delayed transmission, and I did get the email at 7:15. So that ended like that extent of things at that point in time on that account. But prior to that, shortly prior to that, my husband's job had transferred him to Georgia. So me and the kids were still in Alabama, and he was like, coming back and forth home and stuff. So really, other than the fact that I would have used that time for retirement and all, it was an opportunity for us to, sell the house and all of us move up here and, get him off the road and it didn't work it out. So when we moved up here, which I think was maybe January of 2008, I think I took off just for a small period of time, and then I started searching out the job market. And oddly enough, one of the resources at AT&T, Scotty, it was just really nice. She was one of the people that interviewed me. So I started contracting with AT&T at that time.
Gotcha.
And I contracted with them for quite an extensive period of time. My husband kept on saying, you need to go on and just get like the full-time job.
You need to get a real job. But contracting it's real. It's legitimate.
But it was like really like I would be working on these projects. Because by this time I was in project management, program management for a period of time. It was in 2005 when I got my PMP certification.
Nice.
So I was working on that for a while, but I was on one project after another, and I would never want. I never wanted to leave in the middle of a project or anything, and the projects just kept on coming. So, 10 years later, I was still working on projects. Still contracted. And then I started contracting via Accenture with the AT&T account.
Gotcha.
And occasionally toward the end of the year is when the funds would dwindle, and it may end for a period of time. And with probably I think it was at the end of 2017, and instead of just project management, I had been managing like blended projects where I was managing like a lot of agile and a lot of waterfall projects. So during that small little break, I thought I'd go and get like really my Scrum certification and delve into it a little more. And so I got the Scrum certification and came back with them on the next account as a certified Scrum Master, and had like a great experience with that with them. It was really, really nice. And we were utilizing a tool back then on that account called Agile Craft, where everybody was using the tool, like our business used the tool, we used the tool, and so everybody could see and visually see where we are at any point in time. The transparency is as transparent as it is now
Yeah.
that I'm getting the opportunity to use it here
You're
at
seeing it
ThreeWill.
here too.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about it. That's the one really, really good thing that I enjoy about using Scrum is the transparency with the business and the client working together. Everybody knows what's going on, and the delivery of it. The teamwork holistically throughout the whole period of time has been like the biggest deal for me.
Yeah.
Always teamwork, working together. I mean, I'm never like a me person at all, because given the fact that I've had the opportunity to work in the development, I've had the opportunity, to be down in the very beginning, with analysis, working with the business team, working with the designers, the testers, development, just doing all the work. I just value everybody's role, so because it's just like a great big piece. So the team is the most important thing.
That's awesome. I think I've got some good and bad news. The good news is we're really fortunate to work with a lot of great big clients here at ThreeWill. The bad news is we do a lot of. You're not getting away from AT&T when you're here, because we do a lot of work for AT&T.
Yeah, I
know you're not on a project with them right now, but we've been fortunate that it's. And I joke around about it, because it's like from the get go, I've always done things with BellSouth and AT&T, and then whatever. They're still continues to be a great client to work with. But it's funny how you have some of these companies that you just your whole career, whether you're working directly for them or for us as a vendor or a contractor, they're just and it's a great. I think they're a great company to work with.
Yeah,
I think I've had again. There's plenty of people who I stay with and touch with through the years. So tell me along those lines. You're here at ThreeWill now, and what's the experience been like? You're on I've already heard great feedback. I've heard great things as far as your what was a kickoff meeting that you led, and everything went well. So congratulations there. And what's the experience been like so far as you got started here at ThreeWill?
Well, I like ThreeWill in that it is very family oriented and very supportive. Is everybody's working together. And there is no, like in some instances, you may have people that want to hold on to their knowledge and feel that they don't want to share it because it might give you an advantage over them. It's not like that here. Everybody likes to work together and wants to get it done, and it is the team aspect of things, which I greatly appreciate. So, actually, I love it here, and hoping to work full time here soon. Currently.
You mentioned that ThreeWill feels like a family. I'd love to get to know a little bit more about your family, and you mind sharing?
Don't mind at all. So my daughter Kira, she's 24, and my son Cameron is 21. So just the two of them. Excellent. She's a big traveler, and she's gotten me into traveling. Yeah, really love that. And my son loves football. My husband loves football, so we're into football quite a bit.
So what kind of football was it? College football, professional football?
Started with probably maybe 4th grade on high school, junior football, high school football, little college football, and all of it.
Very nice.
So still into that.
So traveling, what sort of places have you guys traveled? All across the world, or is it United States, or a little bit of... Both.
Yeah, quite a bit through the United States. Had the opportunity to go to Germany a couple of times, Italy, London, Spain, Mexico. More recently, Asia. We were in Hong Kong, Macau, South Korea, and Japan. Got back in January from that trip.
Excellent.
So quite a bit of traveling. Love to travel.
That is so. And you're doing this as a family, or are you mainly going with your daughter?
Typically, it's me and Kira. Yeah. Actually, since the 6th grade, she's bought these books from all different countries and multiple books from the countries. She get the books, she study the books, and want to go and see and do things from a lot of the books that she's seen. And for quite a while, she wanted to travel, even like when she was like in the Spanish clubs and things such as that. And my husband never would allow her to go on the trip. So when she graduated in 2000. 2012. The first trip was, that was her graduation gift, a trip to Europe, and that was me and her. She planned the trip, and that's when our first experience with Germany, Italy, where did we go there? Austria, yeah. There.
What was your favorite place to go to with her, or do you guys have it, or is it?
We were in Rome for a while. I really have enjoyed so many. Italy is one of my favorite places, and we spend quite a bit of time in Germany because we have some really good friends that are in Germany, and we were able to host them early on in life. So we spend quite a bit of time in Germany. But I don't know. I just love everywhere. The Buckingham Palace. Everything is. I enjoy everything. I love to travel.
That's great that you and her have those memories together, and I'm looking forward to that with my girls as well.
Yeah, treasure it all.
Yes, absolutely.
They grow so fast.
Absolutely.
Wow.
In anything else that, as far as what you guys like to do as a family, or anything that you'd like to share there?
As a family, my hubby and son and I like to go to, well, they like to go to a lot of movies, and I selectively go to some of the movies with them. And spend time not only with my immediate family, but extended family. Get the opportunity to spend a lot of time with my dad, my mom, them. I grew up on a farm. I know.
Really?
I know Tommy's not in here right now, but we had the opportunity to talk about this briefly. But I grew up in a very small town with no red lights, but we had so much farm land, and we grew everything from peas, butter beans, tomatoes, watermelons, peppers, cucumbers, everything. And my dad, them still grow vegetables now. I did not appreciate it as early on when I was younger because it was a lot of work back then. But now I appreciate eating those good vegetables now. So those are a lot of special times and special things to do together.
You're keeping an eye on Tommy and what he's doing with Iron Mountain.
Oh,
Organics.
I know. I like to hear about it. Yes, it's really cool. Yeah. Very, very cool.
He loves spending time doing that, and it's interesting. Growing up, I was the one who was the green thumb, and we had a little garden at the house.
Oh, wow.
But Tommy has really enjoyed doing this and I think he really enjoys being outside as well. So, well, to wrap this up, I want to say welcome to the team.
Thank you.
This was really enjoyable, especially hearing more about. I think hearing your background at BellSouth and being another co-op. So you and I have a special relationship with a background sort of starting off there.
That's pretty cool.
And then traveling, it's wonderful to hear that you love to travel, and I think that it just going out, it opens your mind, and you feel like I think I always just come back recognizing we live in such a small world, and sort of if we get out and get to meet new people and hear foreign languages and taste things that you haven't tasted before, it's just so good for us as human beings to do that. And I guess you were mentioning as we got started here, you had this past weekend, you're getting ready for a big event where you're hosting a lot of international people as well.
Yes.
So
I could talk forever on that one. But yeah, we do have our international convention here, Jehovah's Witness, at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which is open to the public. And the theme this year is Love Never Fails. It's so much craziness going on in the world, and it's just good to have like a positive message, positive theme. And we have so many friends from everywhere. Like I've just had the opportunity in preparing for the event for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, welcome in some of our friends from Finland, Netherlands, France, London, Russia. I mean, we have friends coming in from everywhere. Some island that I met from, I can't remember exactly. Baric Islands. I can't remember exactly what it was. It was Faroe Islands. Yeah, I met so many people. Oh my goodness, it was like really wonderful.
And you're volunteering as a host for to help people get around.
Yeah, I volunteered on Saturday as a transportation guide, where we were able to assist the friends coming from like the airport, getting like to their destinations, and like the destination guide on Sunday, getting and we were using during some of that part of that time, like using the MARTA and escorting them on the MARTA and getting them from the MARTA directly to their hotel, walking them to the hotel, assisting them getting their luggage there, just making sure that they all get here safely and get in safely.
Very nice.
And we have special activities that are planned for them this week. They are getting the opportunity to like go to the zoo, the Chattahoochee Nature Center? Yeah, and the aquarium, and just several activities planned for them and all while they're here, so they get a chance to experience a little bit of Georgia.
That's awesome.
And all, yeah.
Well, we wish you the best of luck with that, and thank you for taking the time to do this. Hopefully this wasn't too painful.
No.
And I just like, this is, more than anything, this is a way to share, for inside of ThreeWill for other people to get to know you better, because it's just like you come onto projects and it's we're so focused in on we're serving our clients and making sure we're worrying about everybody else, and just getting to know people better is an important part of this. We want people to bring their whole selves to work, and just to encourage you as well. It's great. Good luck with this weekend with putting this on, and I can tell the passion in your voice, and I think that's wonderful. And just congratulations on a great start here at ThreeWill, and I wish you the best of luck. And come by and see Austin and I over in the marketing room every once in a while. Come say hello. We won't record it as a podcast every time. You won't have to sit down as a podcast every time, but just want to welcome you to the team.
Oh, thank you all very much. I am so enjoying ThreeWill.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Work Together Better podcast. We're available on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn. If you're looking for a partner to help you craft a modern digital workplace on the Microsoft Cloud, please come by and see us at ThreeWill.com. That's the number 3 spelled out, WILL.com. Thank you, and have a great day.